The future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed. That's a quote by William Gibson, and you'll know the significance as I proceed in my talk. Today I'm going to talk about NotebookLM and other Google Labs products that are more as experiments. For the people who don't know me, I'm Geshan Manandhar, a senior software engineer at Simply Wall Street. Been a GD for Google Cloud product since 2019, then 2019. Docker captain since 2024, mid of 2024. I'm one of the GDC Sydney organizers. I blog at geshan.com.nb since 2007, so how many years you can do your math. And a quick disclaimer, I'm not an AI engineer. I am just like you, I just call APIs, and that's what I know about AI at this point. As I said, I work for Simply Wall Street. We help individual investors make long-term investment decisions to buy stocks. Yeah, if anyone is interested in this, you can talk to me after this. I come from Kathmandu, Nepal, the only country that has a non-rectangular flag and is pumping billions of dollars to the Australian economy with all the students flowing in. The last number I saw was around 1 million students have actually registered for this year. So probably a lot of them would be Nepalese. Just in case, how many of you identify yourself as Nepalese, as a Nepali? Good, a good amount of people, I like it. Yeah, let's proceed. So if you want to get access to the slides, you can scan that QR code. I'm going to start with what is NotebookLM, go a bit into its features, then a bit into how to use it. After that, I'm going to go into ImageFX, which is a Google Labs experiment product. Think of it as a free Leonardo AI, where you can generate images. You give it a prompt, it gives you back an image, all for free. Then I'm going to go a bit into Google Stitch. This is more like V0 by Vercel. You write something up, you give it a prompt, it gives you back a UI. You can even select if you want a mobile or a web UI. Then something that's not listed in the talk description is Google AI Studio. And after that, Jules, think of it as a mini cursor, which is on the browser, not in the IDE. I'll go into this a bit as well. And after that, the demos. I'll try to create something sieving these three products. Let's see how that goes. So this talk will basically have 3 parts. If you blink, you lose. So the 3 parts being, first you'll do some research with NotebookLM, then you'll have some fun with ImageFX, and then we go to the build part with these 3 products from Google that I've listed. Of course, at the end, I'll take questions. So NotebookLM, think of this as your research and thinking partner. Anyone of you has already used NotebookLM? I know someone from the back has. Okay, there are some people who have already used it, so you know what, some of you know what it is. Think of it as you put your sources, which could be files, URLs, PDF files, whatever you give it to it, it makes a notebook out of it, and then you can ask questions on top of it. As I listed, there are other features like you could generate mind maps and things. To elaborate, it is a Gemini-powered note-taking and research assistant, which basically helps you find meaningful information, not from the whole internet, but the sources that you provide. It can take up to 50 URLs as far as I remember, and then you could also add stuff like files, PDF files, and other things, and then ask it questions. And it's like a mini RAG system on its own. So you put your sources, you ask it questions, and then it can answer stuff. So you have much better research. For instance, you could put Google's latest earnings reports and then say how much profit did Google Cloud make, how much loss did YouTube made, and then if it's there, it would answer it. So things like that. It really helps you distill the information from the sources that you add. The good thing that it has now is it has a feature called audio overviews. Think of it as podcasts. Probably a month or 2 earlier, it was only in English. It's generally 2 people talking, kind of conversation. But now you can generate it in 50 plus languages. I have done it in Nepali, and it does a pretty decent job. Yeah, as I said, there are other useful features like mind map, sources, study guide, timeline, which as far as I can, I'll show it. So this is how it looks like. I put in 5 of my own blog posts and then did all the things. For instance, I generated the podcast. It generated me like a 32-minute long podcast, which I could listen. It tries to distill everything. It's not one person talking, it's like 2 people talking, so it sounds more like a conversation and a podcast. I don't suppose I'll have audio, but if I have, I can just give you a quick listen to what it generates. Of course, there are other features, study guide, briefing docs. The one that I like more is the mind map. So it actually creates a mind map. I'll show you a quick demo later. Other product I'll go into is image effects. So you could do stuff like that, give it a prompt, and then hopefully it generates something meaningful. GenAI is non-deterministic, so you'll not get the exact same result or the exact same answer every time. Every time it might give you something else, but it is a good starting point. The best thing is it is free. It's not like Leonardo AI or something that you need to pay for it. Prompt to image by Google, free and a labs product. Yeah, from the fun mode, we'll go into the build mode. We'll look at Stitch. As I said, give it a prompt. It will generate you a UI. You can select, do you want a web UI or a mobile UI? I'll try to sew up all these products and have something working. Let's see if the demo gods are happy with me. And then, from there, I'll pick that thing and put it into Google AI Studio, the build feature that they have added, build or apps, whatever you want to call it. You can go in here and then say, I want an app for blah, 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 and it's going to generate it. It's basically going to be a front-end application. If you look at that FAQ part there, it will tell you what kind of application it is. It basically generates like a React application, and you can deploy it to Cloud Run even from there. That is something I'll show you as well. Last but not the least, I'll show you Jules, which is more like Cursor, not on the IDE, but on the web, on the cloud. So you connect your repository, GitHub repository, and then you can ask it to do tasks. I think it's 60 tasks per day is free, so you could ask it to do tasks, and then it completes the task. It asks you questions in between, and after it completes the task, it opens it as a pull request on GitHub, and then it's up to you to if you want to merge it or not. Anyone who has used Cursor or something similar, Windsurf, at least, lots of people. So I don't assume it's as good as Cursor at this point, but it does stuff. Let's put it that way. Nice, we're at demo. So whoever hasn't had a look at Google Labs, there is Google Labs and there are Google Labs experiments. And there are things that they have announced in Google I/O. So there are multiple products. The one that we are interested in is ImageFX for now and NotebookLM. I think NotebookLM is also part of Labs, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, is it? Okay, probably it is not. ImageFX surely is. Given I can type or it's there. No. What's happening? Basically, it doesn't like me today anyhow. That's fine. Let's start with NotebookLM. What I want to do probably is today I want to learn React, right? So what I could do is I go to the React docs, which is this. Then I can kind of figure out that all of the URLs for React doc starts with a React dev/learn, right? And I'm lazy. So what I do is I write a script that pulls in all the links from this page that start with a react.dev/learn. As I said, I'm lazy, so I do this. It basically lists me all the 60 odd URLs. I pick out 40, 48 from there. I don't think there is an easy way to add multiple URLs to NotebookLM at this point, but I have done the job to actually add all the related or relevant React docs. Now, as I said, you could generate a mind map. There is a feature like you just click it. I'm not going to do it. It's going to take some time. So because I have all the React docs here, now if I want to just know about state or some other things, I can click that and it will also take me back to the docs where it is mentioned. So there is a reference back as well. So this is one of the features of NotebookLM, where I can generate a mind map and then focus on things, that I want to learn. Maybe I want to learn about update flow, whatever this is, and then it takes me back to where it is. So that's one of the features. There are other things like timeline, FAQs. You can try these. The other feature that I was talking about is the audio overview. Hopefully it loads. I don't suppose it's going to load. But if you want to generate the audio overview or podcasting in different language, you go here. You can change the language. I think it's not in settings, it's here. And once you change the language and you ask it to generate another audio overview, it's going to take its time, of course, and then it's going to generate the audio, depending upon the sources that you have added. Let me try something. If I want to do a completely new thing, then either I can add a link or files, or I can even ask it, I can even say just discover sources. I just still want to go into React, and basically it's going to give me the first page of Google of that search term, given I have the internet. Okay, I have it. So after that, I import those, and then now I can start questions like, what is state in React? So at this point, it's only considering these sources that I've added, and hopefully it answers it. And the font is too small. So that's what it believes state is, given the sources that I just added, those 10 sources. So with these 10 sources, if I want, I can generate a conversation. It's going to take time, so we're not going to wait for it. I don't think I have audio, but I can probably add a link to the slide or something. Anything else here interesting? Probably not. So let's go to the fun part, which is image effects. I should have a prompt. As I said, I'm lazy, so I should have a prompt. So my goal was to find an image like this, like generate an image like this, rather than trying to find it. And that's where I was prompting it things like these, but I didn't really like any of the things it generated. So I just got one from Unsplash or somewhere. I forgot where, but this is basically a real image, right free. But you can do stuff like these. I just copied the prompt, did I? Yes, I did. I paste it here, and hopefully we see something meaningful. I don't know how much something like Leonardo or other image generation prompt to image services cost, but this is good enough. It used to highlight stuff like these, which I am not seeing right now. So you could change this to like 35 mm, minimal, sketchy, and all of these things. Done. We're done with the research part. We're done with the fun part. Now let's go into the build one. The first one being Stitch. I'm just going to copy a prompt. So what I'm trying to do here is, we have a project called AU Tech Jobs, and let's say I'm trying to build a backend system for it, where it would list the companies, and once I click the companies, it would show me the details of the companies. So that's the app in my mind. I want to build it, so I want a UI for it. That's the context. And then I've crafted a prompt for it. Not crafted, written, a prompt for it. And I can go into Stitch. I'd like to go into a new Stitch. Stitch. And then I can tell it, I want this. I want either mobile or web. I'm going to say web for now, given it's too small. So this is my prompt. A page that shows companies. I'm basically asking it for two pages. One is the listing page and one is the detail page. First would be something like a table, and then second would be when someone clicks in one of the links of the table, they would see the full company page. That's the idea, and that's the app for now. Now, once you click create or generate designs, it's going to take its time. I don't have the time right now, so it's going to generate something like this. It's the exactly same prompt. Probably when it generates, I can show you. I'll probably finish this a bit faster, which is good. So once this thing generates it, it looks something like this. I have a company listing page. Making it large is not going to help. And then I have a company detail page. The good thing about this is I can copy it to Figma. The ones who are designers or have used Figma surely know about Figma. That's the de facto design tool these days. Or I can even generate like a quick HTML, save this, and it's going to look similar to the design. Yeah? But I'm lazy and I want it done fast. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to take a screenshot of these two things. So the company listing page and the company detail page. Yeah, I'm just going to take a screenshot of these two for now. Now, as I am sewing together multiple Google products, Google Labs products, I can go to build AI Studio in the build or apps feature that they have recently added. I can either give it a prompt here saying I want an app doing this, for example, a palm reading app, and it actually generates it. I have done it. Or I can give it the screenshots that I've just taken, which is not designed by me. I am design challenged, which is generated by Stitch, and then ask it to generate an app based on the designs, right? So that's what I'm going to do now. So yeah, I have my prompt. No, I don't. Yeah, it's still here. So I've just taken the screenshot from Stitch, and now I'm going to put it into AI Studio. aistudio.google.com, pretty easy to remember. If you go into my slides, there is a link to that. So create me a company listing and detail page with the uploaded designs, given I spell stuff correctly. What time is it? It's 6:06, so it's this and this. Boom. These two, right? And then I tell it to generate the app. So it's going to generate like a full-on React app, and I don't have time to wait for it. So I'm just going to show you the built app. So once it generates the whole thing, it's going to look something like this, which matches pretty much like the design. Wait, and I should be able to click it and go to the, yeah. So if I click view, it's like a fully functional app, which I didn't write one line code. I just vibe coded it. I don't know what the thing is called these days. I am design challenged, so I didn't even design it. I asked Stitch to design it. I took a screenshot. I uploaded the screenshot to AI Studio, and yeah, I have a working app, which is just front-end HTML at this point, not a fully working app, but still something, a very good starting point for someone like me who is design challenged and is not good with front-end. Yeah? So now I'm at this point, and this thing has resources, community page, blah, blah, blah. I can save this and I can download this as well. What I've done is I downloaded it and then I uploaded it to GitHub. Why? Because I want Jules to do like the next step of it. So the other thing I could do is I could just click this button, and as long as I have the credit, I can deploy it to Google Cloud Run. And then I have a URL that I can share with the world. So this front-end app, I can basically generate it and share it with the world, right? It's still generating. My previous prompt, the one that I showed you, is what I had already done. Still generating. It takes time. It takes like a couple of minutes, but as you can see, these are actual React components. I'm not doing anything. My hands are in the air, and it's doing all the typing. Oh, it generated that. Okay, that's good. So yeah, while I was talking, like the whole thing is generated probably, how long did it take? I think it also gives me a time. So it thought for like 37 seconds, and then yeah, it generated the whole app, which is essentially looks like a React app to me. Yeah, .txx component, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is a React app. And yeah, 2 or 3 minutes, and it generated the whole app. If you want to know more, where is that? So aistudio.google.com, build. And yeah, if you go in and read here in the FAQs, it tells you how it generates the app. It is only a front-end app. Be careful about the security and all of these things. So up to you to do. Shameless plug, as I can do it now. I'm on stage. I have done this. So basically, I generated an app with just a prompt. This happens to be the prompt, and you give it an image and it tells you the geolocation. Same thing, just using AI Studio. Shameless prompt, shameless promotion done. So I have this. Yeah, I have basically the working app, working front-end app. Now, I have downloaded it. I have put it on GitHub. Hopefully, I did. No, I have. I'm joking. It's called VS Hub. Yeah. So I put it on GitHub. Same thing. I didn't write this code. Just downloaded the code, git init, commit push, and the code is here, which is basically this app, right? Now, after I have it on GitHub, I connected it to Jules. This is the same repository, yeah? And now my idea, or the next step that I want to do, is fill things in this community page. So that's my goal, right? I have 3 or 4 pages. The community page looks empty. I want to fill stuff into the community page. So for that, what I'll do is yet again another prompt for Jules. I should have got my mouse. Yeah, and this is the prompt that basically says, that's it. Please add a H1 on the community page and generate like 2-paragraph text for it. Right now it's empty. Give me some text for it. That's what I'm trying it to get done. So let's see if it gives me a plan or anything. And it's on the, it's on the VS Hub repository, which is basically this, which till now I have not written a line of code. I just downloaded what AI Studio generated. And yes, I don't want to wait. I have done it already like a couple of times. So it does its stuff. It thinks, blah, blah, blah. It asks me questions. Do you want to go ahead? I say approve, go. Then it starts doing stuff. And given it boots a full-on VM, exactly. So this is how it does. It comes up with a plan. I'm not reading stuff right now. I'm just approving it. So it looks at it, and then it comes up with a plan. And once you approve the plan, given it has a full-on VM working, it starts apparently writing the code. And then once it's done, it tells me, OK, I have the code. Do you want to open a PR for this? And then I say yes. And then you have a full PR like this, which looks something like this. So I asked it to add community page. It knows what pages to change, blah, blah, blah. And then as any good software engineer, what I do is I get the whole PR locally and then try to run and see that it did the work. And apparently it did the work, but it added 2 community tabs. And then and then it did add the 2 paragraphs or whatever thing I asked it to do. But then given it was a working project and it had to add something, it added a completely new tab. This was the result, basically. This is what the PR gave me. But it's a pretty good starting point. I just need to delete one of those extra community links, and I am basically there. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, people say it's like LLMs are at a junior software engineer level. I'm not sure. So this is Jules, and this is what it did. The server is running on my local, and that's what you can see. Let me go back. And that was all the demo I think I had, all the things queued up. Yes. Yeah, these are the 2 main links. If you want to go in and find other stuff, you can go there. And now I can proceed. So I'm already towards the end. Good timing. I can take lots of questions. That's good. The point here being, use GenAI tools, exploit the tools to your advantage. Don't be scared. Don't be apprehensive. Use them. They probably help you. And as you saw, they are still not at that level to replace you. Maybe they will become that in a couple of years. I don't know. Explore more. Other Google Labs experiments, there is music effects where you can become a DJ for some hours if you like. There is video effects. There is Whisk. There is another one where it shows you the surroundings. And then if you click something, it tells you a commentary. I forgot the name. There is a language learning thingy as well there. So there are lots of things in Google Labs. That's what I'm saying. The future is already there, but it's not evenly distributed. You have to look deeper into stuff. Explore more, not only Google stuff, anything else. Do explore it in this Gen AI thingy. And update your workflow. I was talking about Cursor. I still need to buy the license. I will do that. But I've been using GitHub Copilot for more than 1.5 years now. It's helping. The point being, use the tools, update your workflow. Don't get stuck to what you are doing and saying, this is how we are doing it. This is how it's always done. Have an open mind and try all of these tools. And any questions, if you want to connect me on LinkedIn, that's my LinkedIn profile. I think I have already shown you the link to the slides if you need that, although the slides has those prompts as well. We have enough time, open to questions. Yes, can I get a mic for him? Okay, my mic is working. Oh yeah, before I go ahead, anyone who hasn't got the credits for the workshop, please do that and I can take questions. Yes?
Thanks, great demo.
Thank you.
Have you checked the Firebase Studio and also these tools that Google provides? Seems there's a lot of overlaps in terms of functionality. Like, what do you see that the future that they will move these tools towards to? Like, are they going to combine them, or they might, ditch some of them or something like that? Yeah.
Okay, so let's first answer the ditch question. If there are not 1 billion users, Google can ditch it. Simple, as simple as that. You have like a website that's called Google Products Graveyard or something, and if any Google product does not have 1 billion users, don't expect it to stay, basically. Jokes apart, given its experiments, probably it's not going to be there longer, one. And thinking of it, given they have already created these products, for example, there is Vertex AI, which is more focused on the enterprise users. AI Studio is more focused on the individual users. Firebase Studio, as far as I've used, is kind of the end-to-end experience. It also gives you the database and all of that connection going through, whereas what I showed you is only the front end. It's not connecting to a database. It's not doing that. If you want to do it on your own and or ask Jules or something else to do it, that's on your responsibility. But Google AI Studio would, at least the build feature that I showed you, only generates front-end apps. And go to the FAQ, it tells you like there are some security caveats that you'd want to consider. But yes, that is how I see it. Is it going to be merged? Is it going to be deleted? Google deleted, what was that? The RSS reader that I loved so much, and millions of users were using it. So I don't know. If it doesn't have billions of users and it's Google product, it could go away. I don't know. I can't say. Any other questions? Probably here first. Oh, sorry. Okay, first there, and then I'll come. Ria probably here. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Oh, thanks. Really nice presentation.
Thank you.
There are a lot of tools out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are AI enabled, and I'm sure you've gone through a wide variety, not just from Google, but from other vendors. How do you sort of pick tools? Do you have like a way of selecting them? Are you using certain online,
I pick tools my employer pays for. That's my answer, to be very honest. Like, unless it's that appealing that I pay my own money, I would basically pick tools that my employer would pay for. Jokes apart, yes, there are lots of tools. That's where I would first look for free tools. All of the things that I showed you are free and not behind a waitlist anymore, or not US only. So you could start with those things. And as I said, I still need to get the Cursor license or subscription that I want to do. I don't know when I'll do it, but I'll do it. But yeah, I've been using like GitHub Copilot. I think AI is at a point where JavaScript was 5 or 6 years back, the JavaScript fatigue. So there is a new thing coming every day. I don't suppose you're going to use or try everything. Depending upon what would be useful for your personal or your work, You might give it a try. If it's free, very good. If it's subscription-based, I won't buy a 1-year subscription. I would buy a 1-month subscription and then see, because probably by 1 month their price may decrease or there is a better tool coming up. So I would not. That is what I would think about if I like put my money in a tool. And I think that is it. Like, there are lots of tools, as I said, Leonardo AI, probably there are other things that are surely skipping my mind if I just want to generate an image from a prompt. But yeah, I'd look for something if there is a free one available. If that's there, I would use it. Else, I'll ask my employer to pay. If nothing else, and I really want to use it, then I'll pay. Yes, there was one here.
Hi, great presentation.
Thank you.
And my question is about NotebookLM.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know, because you provide it the information, the sources,
Sources, yeah.
it reads or analyzes before
Mm-hmm.
it answers you. What happens if you provide sources intentionally or unintentionally which have contradictory information? How does it handle that?
Nice. I haven't tried it, so I can't say. I'll be honest. I don't know. Like, yeah, if you provide contradictory information and then I don't know. It should be based on Gemini, and how I think it works. I don't know how it works internally. Is so there is an LLM. The only thing is there is whatever you provide sources, it kind of makes a temporary RAG system out of it, and then it is looking there for the data source. That is how I believe it works. I have not read any paper or anything, or I don't know if they have published anything. They do have a mobile app now. That's something I know. NotebookLM has a mobile app, but yeah, if you provide contradictory sources, I don't know. I have not tried it, so I can't really say.
Right. Also, I have one more question.
Yeah.
I just want to ask how do these products relate to other products like Lovable and to generate apps? Like how do you compare these with them, with those kinds of tools?
Yeah. Before I answer, we had a cap with swag.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to hand out stuff to people who are asking questions. With that, I'll answer your question. So now I'm thinking, as I said, my presentation was kind of split in 3 parts. The research, the fun, which was only one. I was planning to do music effects, but then the audio stuff and things, I didn't do it. And then the do part, where we did something and kind of built something, right? Now, thinking of generative AI, NotebookLM is slightly generative AI. It's not really generating anything. It's more of a self-contained RAG system, right? So leaving that aside, it's not generating stuff. It's synthesizing and distilling stuff. Leaving that aside. Coming back to Lovable, probably it's a bit more comparable to something like Cursor or Google AI Studio, the build feature that they have added. I don't know how I would choose it. I have not used Lovable too much, I'll be very honest. I don't know, like, I don't really have a benchmark to compare them. But what I know, or what I think, is it is enabling non-software engineers or non-coders to come up with stuff, with vibe coding or whatever it is called. That is good and bad. Good in a way that people who would have an idea and would not have a working form of it can get to it, right? But then I've seen Reddit threads and stuff saying, I wrote this for 3 months and one fine day it stopped working and now it's not even there, and then I didn't have Git or anything. That is one part. And then there are other things like CXOs or higher level people doing stuff in 2 days and then thinking like a app that is used by 1 million people in a day can be done like that. So it's a very delicate balance. I don't know. It's very muddy waters. I don't want to go into that much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, I saw your presentation to generate the website.
Yeah.
When I try to use AI to generate a software, it always goes to some version control or build issue, like it needs to be a Java 21. Then when I try to get into Java 21, the other software or other plugin doesn't work. How would your demo solve this issue?
What solves this issue? Sorry.
How would using your AI or the one you use can solve this issue?
So the same thing, like LLMs are not deterministic, number one. So they would just generate the next probable token. That's how it works, right? Apple just said the thinking mode is not really thinking. I have not read that paper, but I doubt the thinking mode. I don't know if there is actually thinking going there. And coming back to a point, yeah, like it generates the code depending upon the data it has. If it has data of Java 18, it's going to generate stuff of Java 18. It's not going to generate Java 22, which was released yesterday, because even Gemini 2.5 right now has a cutoff date of end of January, right? So whatever you say, let's say, I don't know Java releases, but let's say Java 22 was released March, and you wanted to generate Java 22 code. It does not, and it can't, because unless it has direct access to the internet or Google search grounding, it can't do that because its knowledge is cut off at end of January 2025. So you need to think of those things. And this is not a silver bullet. It's an enabler. It's an enhancer. You need to use it as more as an enabler. Having said that, don't quote me on this, but I think it was Amazon CEO that said they saved 10,000 hours of people time. Not exactly, but similar to what you were saying. They upgraded Java and all the packages, and if they had to do or like manually do it, it would take them 10,000 hours of people time.
Who say this, please?
Amazon CEO.
Or Jeff Bezos?
No, he's not the CEO of Amazon. I'm forgetting his name, Andy Jassy or somebody. But yeah, if you could Google it, and then. But yeah, coming back to your point, there is a cutoff date for LLMs, and and it's not deterministic. So those are the two things I would always consider whenever asking it to generate anything.
Sure, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. We have 3 minutes. Sorry, there's one and then I go. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I had a question on NotebookLM.
Yeah.
So since it's supposed to be a mini RAG system, how does it handle AI hallucination? If you give it a question which is out of context, it's not present, the answer is not present in the sources, does it say, I don't have the answer, or does it generate something on its own?
Let's test it. I don't know, so let's test it. I was doing something with React, right? Yeah, so it gave me some of them with React. What should I ask it? Who is... If I can type his name properly. RACK, right? I think so. I don't know the answer. That's why I'm just doing a live demo. So that's my answer for you. Let's see what it answers, because I don't know. I have not tried it, because whenever I do this, I am focused. I want to research about something. So I just ask it for the things that are there. What did it say? Okay, so it is not really hallucinating or using its prior information. It's only focusing on those 10 links that I provided. That's your answer. Next question, please. And pardon me if Barack Obama's spelling was wrong. I don't remember his name. Yep. There. Probably the last question, and yeah, I'll be here. You can ping me. Because I don't want everyone to wait for food. Sorry, go ahead.
Copilot as well. So if you compare the Copilots, the agent solution, how do you compare this particular product with that? Like if you do the comparison.
They're not directly comparable as such, in my opinion, because one runs on the IDE, like Copilot, Cursor. Copilot, I think they have recently added the agent mode. I have not used that much. I am more used to the completion, the line or the function completion. At least till now, it also sometimes gives me the whole function completion. I just write the name, wait for 2 seconds, and it tries to complete my whole function at times. I have used that. I have not really dug deeper into either Copilot or Cursor. But if I compare Copilot, Cursor, or Jules, yeah, what I would say is one lives in the IDE. Cursor is basically an IDE. And Copilot also inside an IDE, whereas this is more of a cloud-based solution, has its own VM, I think can run code on its own. Those are the main differences I see. As I said, this for me right now is a beta Cursor by Google for free, giving you 60 tasks a day. I have not tried it on big code bases to tell you that it works or not. The thing that I tried was this guy, which was, I don't know, like 10, 20 files or less, how many ever. given I can go there. Yeah, it was basically this one, which is not many files, in my opinion. So yeah, go ahead.
Do the similar kind of stuff. Like
Go
when we give the kind of context, or we make it grounded and
Copilot agent, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can do stuff, but what I would see there would be sticking to the good practices of software engineering. By that I mean, if your file is already 2,000 lines of code, right, and then you want to put in 5 files like that, as far as I've read the docs, even Claude Code would chop the file and only take some of it. So making your file smaller, making your function smaller, not only helps humans, but eventually also helps the context window and the context of LLMs. So if you want to get the most out of these things, probably having that hygiene is more important. But yeah, I don't know the context length and context windows of these LLMs that are used to help out code. The exact difference between Jules or Cursor or agentic mode of Copilot, probably most of them are the same. The LLM layer is going to be pretty similar. It's the magic that you apply on top of that LLM layer. And that's their magic sauce, and that's how they are getting millions and billions of dollars of valuation. So yeah, that is how I would look into it.
Thank you.
Probably the last question. The last question, and then I would be done. I'm sorry, I'll ping you after I go outside. So the last question there. Okay, last 2 questions, both of them. And then I'll take yours as well. Let's take last 3 questions and we're done. Go.
Thanks, Geshan. Very popular. Yeah, even just seeing your presentation, I feel inundated with the amount of tools that Google offers.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned being familiar with GitHub Copilot, and throughout all these tools, from devs that I guess are hesitant to approach Gen AI, what have you found to be the biggest kind of tools or strategies in using AI into your workflow that has made the biggest difference?
As I said, I've been using Copilot for more than 1.5, 2 years, even before the ChatGPT boom. Like I had got beta access to Copilot, and it was decent even then. Now the point being, for me, I have tried all of these. I want to try Cursor and other stuff, but unless I find like a use case for my day-to-day work, I'm not going to dive deep into it, right? Unless it works for my 50,000 line messy 5-year-old code base, I don't think that I'm going to really dive deep into it. Now, coming back to apprehension of like developers trying to use it, there could be multiple factors. For example, there could be security. You don't want to send your code over the wire to some LLM. I don't know what they do with that. So that's the point. There could be multiple factors if you are using it for work. If you want to use it for your personal stuff, small projects, as I said here, don't be apprehensive. Update your workflow. Try it. If you can't try it at work, try it in your side project or something. Yeah, just have that. Probably the question exactly behind you.
Hello?
Yep.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, in terms of the DevOps framework, when it comes to deploying any of these activities, where do you see this the role of developers moving forward, and how do you kind of see the product supporting that kind of best practice when it comes to continuous?
From a develops point of view or from a DevOps point of view?
From a DevOps point of view.
From a DevOps point of view, I think like the DevOps, both the roles are not going away anytime sooner. The value is going to increase. The juniors are not going to get hired. Sorry for the people who are here. They are not going to get easily hired. And you would need to project yourself as mid-level engineers. That's one point. The thing for both software engineers and DevOps engineers roles, I think it's going to be even a bit more complicated. It's already complicated, all of the distributed system and stuff. But with the machine learning workload coming in, and then with the inference load coming in, running LLMs or running LLMs to make inferences within like a Kubernetes cluster, probably Yash has a lot more insights on those things. Yeah, those are the new things that people who already know Kubernetes will need to learn, probably managing whatever that is called, GPUs, TPUs, whatever it is called. So not only CPUs and memory, all of these things. So I think these are the new skills. Even they're not called DevOps engineers. These are just platforms engineering people will need to learn. That's how I see it. Yeah, Okay, I'll surely take the last question and then done, because he has already raised his hand, and that's the last one. We need to be back by 7. So yes, please. That's the last one. Whoever hasn't got the credits, please get it.
I have a question about maybe like overlapping products.
Go.
Google. Where does Firebase AI sit between all these?
That was the same question that he asked. So yeah, I see like Firebase Studio being more of a end-to-end product. By that, I mean I have not used it. I have just tried it once. So you have the database also, the database part code also being generated, whereas the AI Studio build part, it only generates the front-end code as of now. If they are going to add some backend stuff tomorrow, I don't know, but as of now, it's only doing front-end code. So that is the main differentiator I see. Yeah, what's going to be released next week? I don't know. I think that was the last question. Food should be ready by now. Enjoy the food.